Welcome back, everybody. This is Let's Play Broken Sword 5, The Serpent's Curse, part number 3. My name is Xexor. Thank you for joining me. In the last part, George, after doing a little more poking around, talking to a father inside the art gallery and so on, worked his way over here to this restaurant where this waiter is, talked to him for a bit and discovered that Lane, despite what he had said, was not out of town the whole time, that he in fact had been here drinking the night before and wandered away, and so very well could have, not that George thinks he did, but could have been guilty of tampering with the alarm system. So George got the code from him using, blackmail basically, and went over to try to put the alarm code in. Of course, George apparently automatically doesn't remember the number, even though I did at the time. So he's like, oh, no, what was the number again? And he messed up enough that the police showed up before he could get into the office, which is where he wanted to go to look for more clues and so on. So because of that, he is stuck inside. The police basically sealed off the art gallery and said, nobody in, nobody out. And then Nico shows up afterward, and we have our old friend, Inspector Moue, is outside. Or Inspector Moue, I should say. It's O-U-E, right? So it's French. So Inspector Moue was outside, and he was following orders and would not let Nico in. So Nico now is over here with the waiter. We're trying to find another way inside the restaurant. So let's see if we can figure this sucker out.
Monsieur.
Life is fleeting, madame. The sands of time are running through your fingers.
Well, that may be, but...
We know not what we want, and yet we are responsible for what we are.
There's been a crime.
That is terrible, madame. But you know what they say.
No, but I think you're going to tell me.
Life begins on the other side of despair. C'est vrai, no?
Well, I guess so. He was pushing me to the point of despair.
During the riots, we battled the forces of oppression.
Oh, really? That must have been terrifying.
It was, except that they made me stay behind the barricades with the other baristas. We made coffee by the liter to fuel the resistance. I've never brewed so much coffee. Of course, our brave heroes spent half their time going for a pee. But with our coffee inside them, they fought the running dogs all night long.
None of this was helping me get past Sergeant Moue.
Au revoir.
Oh, it is. It is Moue. Yeah, Sergeant Moue. Okay. Well, let's see. I can't get any more dialogue options, so I guess let's see what she has in her purse.
Here's my press card.
La liberté. Madame, you are not the person that I took you to be. You must accept my deepest, my most profound apologies.
Well, of course I accept. But why?
La Liberté, the great journal of freedom. At the height of the battle, as the tear gas blew and the blood flowed, it was La Liberté which carried the voice of our revolution to the world. I know now that you are not the kind of woman who would ask me for almond croissant. You are a true daughter of France, and I am your humble servant.
Do you hear the people singing the song of angry men? You know the rest, but I'm not going to go because of copyright rules. But you know the rest of the song. Sing it with me. Tomorrow comes, right? Yeah, okay. Anyway. Yeah, okay, let's ask him a question then. Apparently we can now.
Monsieur.
The road to enlightenment is a long one, madame. Perhaps you will walk that road with me?
Could we have a little chat?
Any time, madame.
Did you see anything happen at the gallery earlier?
I saw you running after a pizza delivery guy. Somebody said he killed someone.
That's true. He stole a painting and shot the gallery owner.
How close we are to death. and yet how far from ever comprehending it.
Well, right now I need to get back inside and figure out what happened.
I applaud you, madame. To seek the truth is a worthy ambition.
As a journalist, that is my duty. How about some coffee?
For you, madame, of course. There is only one coffee that I can serve you. Black, strong, and in a tiny cup. One moment.
You'll notice the arrow's dim, so you can't do anything while it happens.
Thank you, monsieur. The coffee was hot and strong. Would you make me a coffee to go?
For a fellow revolutionary? Of course, madame. One moment.
I have to go back inside again. Rue aux
Here's your
Ocelles.
takeaway coffee, madame.
Thank you, monsieur.
Why would I show him the press card again?
The waiter
Sure.
didn't need to see my press
Okay,
card
yeah, I was
again.
gonna say. Okay. Yep, so I have that in my inventory now. Very nice. Alright. Nothing else to ask him, right? I wonder. Because it was like she needed to go somewhere other than the gallery entrance to get back in, is what it seemed like before. But
An intricate stained glass window, irresistible to any tourist. An intricate...
okay. So, doesn't matter. Analyzing or trying to interact with it is the same thing. Zach, so why you get the strong coffee to go? Well, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe give it to Moue. Sergeant Moue, I guess. But I was thinking I needed to, like, go inside here somehow, but it's not looking like there's any way to do that. So I guess let's go over here, right? See what... Au revoir, monsieur. Au revoir. Moue. Oh, wait. Stop. Hang on. Here. Have takeaway coffee. Oops.
Sergeant Moue, I brought you a coffee.
Coffee? Fantastic. Just what I need. But wait. I must not. My little problem.
I'm sure one little cup of coffee won't hurt.
I am tempted, madame, but I cannot risk it. I am sorry.
So, this incident, it involved you, some coffee, and your little problem?
It is a tale of woe, madame.
I'm all ears, Sergeant.
Well, since you seem quite understanding, I shall elaborate.
Please do.
I was in charge of canine security for the president himself. One day, en vacances, he went for a private discussion with a lady minister. I stayed alone with his dog, but I had drunk a coffee to stay awake, and nature came to call. So I tied the dog to a tree and went for a secret peepee. When I came back, the dog was having a liaison dangereuse with the lady minister's terrier.
But how did they find out?
Well, 2 months later, the president's Labrador gave birth to 6 beautiful mongrels. And I was busted to sergeant just after the president's divorce came through.
You are a victim of a great injustice, Sergeant.
You think so?
But of course, you knew you must not fall asleep at your post. You were guarding the president himself.
Well, the president's dog.
Ah, it was the same thing.
Yes, I suppose.
And by drinking that coffee, you made the ultimate sacrifice for our glorious republic, your career.
Now you put it like that?
And now France is calling you again. She is saying, drink, Sergeant Moue, drink!
She is?
She is.
He's so not right.
Drink or fall asleep at your post. Which is it to be?
I suppose it is drink?
Bravo, Sergeant!
He's such a pushover. He's like not very smart at all. He's like, oh no. Oh no, no, no.
Oh dear.
No, no.
Oh dear. Excuse me, madame. I must use the petit gendarme's room. It has gone straight through me. Could you watch the gallery door for me?
Oh, you can count on me, Sergeant.
I love his dance.
I distracted Moue. It was now or never.
Go inside, girlfriend. That's funny.
How did you get past Sergeant Moue? Well, you won't fool me so easily, madame. I shall question you later.
Nico, am I glad to see you. I tried to phone you but couldn't get an answer.
I managed to grab a couple of photos, but the guy got away.
Poor Henri is dead.
I know. Why kill him?
I've been trying to find out. Turns out the alarm was tampered with. It looks to me like an inside job.
So, no ordinary robbery?
And no ordinary painting. The priest claims that La Maledictio is evil. I need to get into the office and see what the CCTV has to offer.
So, what's the problem?
The inspector's watching me like a hawk. I'll never get in without some sort of distraction.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, so Nico needs to distract the Sergeant. Navet.
Inspector Navet, do you have a moment?
My time is of the essence. Be quick now.
Could you give me a statement, Inspector?
Now is not the time, madame.
Okay. So, let's talk to Lane next, actually.
Are you Hector Lane, the art critic?
Enchanté, madame. And which of the angels are you?
I'm Nico Collard, a reporter.
Ah, a fallen angel then. My favorite sort.
What can you tell me about the painting that was taken?
It was called La Maledictio, an unknown work that only recently surfaced.
Who was the artist?
A mysterious figure known only as El Serp. Some say he was a student of Picasso. He was good, but not great, and his true identity remains unknown.
What can you tell me about the theft?
Oh, it was truly awful. What do you want to know?
Have you spoken to Georges?
The American?
Yes.
He promised to clear up any misunderstandings the police might have about my presence here.
What can you tell me about Henri's involvement with the gallery?
Dear Henri, a shining diamond in the ordure that is the modern art business. He owned the gallery. What will we do without him?
Truly an héros de France. Okay, Xexor, the shooting should have happened to you. Because it would kill me, right? No. Well, why then? Because then this story would be confusing and you'd never finish. What? Doesn't even make any sense.
Tell me about the shooting, monsieur.
Oh, it all happened so fast.
Take your time. What did you see?
I can't be sure. Perhaps I could answer your questions over dinner.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I'm on a tight deadline. Did you see the thief?
I would have tackled him, but he was too quick for me.
Tackled him, or fainted at the sight of him, whichever, stuff.
Did you know that the alarm had been sabotaged?
No. How dreadful. I suppose that's why the alarm isn't ringing.
Here's my press card.
And there was I thinking you were too young and beautiful to be a reporter.
Thanks for your help, Monsieur Lane. I wasn't going to get anything useful from Lane.
Well, Father Simeon, yeah.
Excuse me, Father.
Father Simeon, my child.
Are you okay, Father?
It's a terrible shock, but yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Could I ask you some questions about the crime?
What kind of questions?
I'm a reporter for La Liberté.
I suppose it cannot hurt. Please ask away.
Why did you come to the gallery today, Father?
God brought me here. I saw the poster for the exhibition. I had to come.
What do you mean?
I knew there was great evil in La Maledictio. It was my duty to confront it. The painter was El Serp, the Serpent, don't you see?
Evil? So, what were you planning on doing here today?
I wanted to bear witness to anything that the devil would conjure.
Well, I think it was a no-show, Father.
Really? A man is dead, Miss Collard. I'd say his work here today is done.
That wasn't going to help my story. Did you see anything that might help identify the killer?
The devil takes many forms, child. I didn't get a good enough look, I'm afraid.
Anything would help.
I'm sorry, my dear. My mind was elsewhere.
All right.
What do you know about Henri?
An innocent victim, insofar as any of us are innocent. If he was peddling such blasphemous works as the El Serp painting, then who knows what other sins he was hiding.
Father Simeon was making me feel guilty. Priests always did that to me.
Hey, you don't have any reason to feel guilty if you have nothing you've done wrong, right? So, could be a problem, Nico. Go see your priest and confess to everything.
What can you tell me about the painting?
Grotesque and evil.
How can a painting be evil?
By killing all who come into contact with it.
Does that mean we're next?
Laugh not at the devil's play, Miss Collard.
Do you know anything about the painter El Serp?
He was a purveyor of blasphemy, a servant of the Antichrist.
How can you know that?
It is clear from his work.
Father Simeon was making a lot of assumptions. This is my press card. As I said, I work for La Liberté.
Good. Be sure to warn your readers that this painting is evil.
Thank you for your time, Father.
Okay. I'm thinking to distract
The priest had nothing useful to offer.
Navet. If I monkey with one of these other paintings and make the alarm go off, maybe he will at that point.
I couldn't use this painting to distract Inspector Navet. Not without getting into more trouble anyway. If it hadn't been for the body, I would have enjoyed looking at the painting. I couldn't use this painting to...
Alright, well...
There was no point in calling Jean.
Really? Are you sure?
Ronnie, I'm at the exhibition over in Montmartre. You won't believe the scoop I've got.
You're kidding me. That place is a dump. What could possibly have happened to make it exciting?
A painting's been stolen and the gallery owner's been shot.
What? Okay, speak to anybody who saw what happened. Scope out the place. And call me as soon as you get a story. If you're quick, we can make the evening edition. Bye, Nicole.
This could be the scoop I'd been waiting years for.
Okay. Boy.
The gallery was already a mess. I didn't feel like tearing the poster. It was clearly old.
So how's she gonna get distraction?
The bust was striking. If it hadn't been for the boat,
So she said you couldn't use the other paintings as a distraction, so I wonder if it's...
the painting was La Malédiction.
1937.
Nice use of color. I couldn't use this painting to distract nice use of... If it hadn't been for the body...
So I think these are all just the normal, whatever,
I couldn't use this...
standard responses for things. Just cycling through.
Nice price tag. I couldn't use...
Alright. So what does she have? Use to distract him.
At least now the place was a little... At least now...
Tomato stain?
The tomato sauce had splattered on the floor.
There's chewing gum also.
It was a blob of chewing gum, probably carried in on somebody's shoe. No way was I going to clean that. The stain was a real mess. I spread some of this sauce around with my shoe. It looked a little bit like a blood stain, but it still wasn't right. If I was going to distract the cop, I had to get rid of that gum.
Use her press card, maybe?
I scraped up the chewing gum with my press card, hoping the inspector wouldn't notice.
Ew. It's still stuck to her press card. Nasty.
The tomato sauce looked as close to blood.
Alright. So... yeah, I guess back out now, right? Now talk to Navet. Point out the blood.
Inspector!
Yes?
I suppose this is quite a complex case, Inspector.
It is a robbery gone bad. Nothing more, nothing less.
Surely there's a bit more to it than that.
Please abstain from baseless conjecture, madame. The victim's body paints a simple picture, more reliable than any witness statement. Consider the impact of the bullet, and note the concomitant lack of blood. A casual homicide, nothing more.
Don't you find it odd that the thief chose that one particular painting?
Life is full of odd things, madame. Fingerless gloves, white dog poo-poo, nasal hair. I prefer to concern myself with murder.
So no, in other words, got it.
Did you see the alarm was sabotaged?
I have interrogated the crime scene, madame. I am fully aware of the disabled security. I prefer biological evidence to the merely circumstantial. Body parts, blood, important things.
Don't you think the disabled alarm is highly suspicious, though?
The forensic team will be along shortly. Voice your concerns to them. Do not bother me with this circumstantial fliff-flaff.
What is fliff-flaff? I mean, I know what he means, but...
Why don't you check out the security camera footage?
Madame, that is not my area of expertise. It is the body which concerns me.
But the CCTV footage is evidence. It could help identify the killer.
Correction, madame. It is but an indicator. The only true evidence is bodily fluid. Unless you know something I don't, then please leave me be.
The only evidence Inspector Navet seemed to appreciate involved gore. What do you think about the American, Georges?
He is deeply suspicious.
Suspicious, huh? Yeah, well.
Have you seen the stain on the floor over there? It looks like blood.
Indeed. How very curious. I must investigate immediately, before one of these idiots steps in it.
Alright, go, George, go.
Interesting. Maybe it is time to employ the machine.
Okay, Georges, that should distract him for a while.
Nice work, Nico. I'll let you know what I find in the office. I was sure the inspector hadn't seen me slip away, but I needed to be quick because it wouldn't take him long.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for watching. This has been Let's Play Broken Sword 5, The Serpent's Curse, part number 3. My name is Xexor. Please do not forget to like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Sorry there hasn't been a lot I've been saying in this one. Been a lot of dialogue, more than I think typical. So I haven't had as many spaces in between to do. So sorry about that. But anyway, thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next part where we will look around in the office and see what we can do from there. So until next time, peace.